everyone having self-custody in its current form. In a future form of self-custody, where all of the hard stuff is invisible and there's a better system of digital identity and custody, then when it's invisible, like when you first, most people won't remember this, like when you had to take your computer apart to upgrade one of the chips or the RAM so it would actually run the new software upgrade. There weren't a lot of people that had computers. It sucked because if you put the screws in wrong, it didn't work. And if you put the chip in back, it was hard. And now you open your computer and it works great. And if it doesn't, you close it and you go get a new one. How many ex-Goldman Sachs people are heads of central banks, heads of state? Okay. Like they run countries. So, other than the West new global leaders or whatever they're called, young global leaders, which is an increasing number who are in charge, it's Goldman Sachs. Full stop. So the idea that Goldman isn't going to be not only just relevant, but large and in charge, and BlackRock falls into this, and there's some really funky stuff going on there, and further to my point that they will be the ETF that is approved, and probably I'm going to stick with it, only ETF that gets approved.
Bitcoin is making waves, approaching $28,000 after a 4.5% surge in Asian trading. The excitement stems from growing hopes of the U.S. greenlighting a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF. The SEC's choice not to appeal a Grayscale Bitcoin Trust court ruling has traders bullish on Bitcoin. This boost follows a 0.1% price rise to $26,900 on Sunday when the SEC gave the nod to Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF. It opens new doors for the cryptocurrency sector, streamlining processes and preventing discounts on Bitcoin's real value. This price jump is influenced by low inflation, geopolitical tensions, and mounting interest. Bitcoin, with a trading volume of $4.8 billion and most of its 21 million tokens in circulation, is nearing the $30,000 milestone, cementing its place as a safe haven for investors. Bitcoin whales are accumulating at a remarkable pace, particularly after the SEC's silence on Grayscale's spot Bitcoin ETF. Over 117 Bitcoins, about $3.2 million, were amassed in just 48 hours following this news. In October alone, they've added around 20,000 Bitcoins, worth about $550 million. This year, whales have collected over 13.03 million Bitcoins as of September. The big question is when the spot Bitcoin ETF will get the green light. Bloomberg intelligence experts predict a 90% chance of SEC approval by January 2024. Gold's recent 6.5% price increase from October 6 is impacting Bitcoin. The precious metals surge is attributed to central bank policies, U.S. fiscal issues, and geopolitical events. Smart investors are strategically increasing their long positions in gold at specific price points. This pattern in gold often precedes a similar trend in Bitcoin. As gold surges, Bitcoin, with its unique catalysts, including the spot ETF approval, seems poised to follow suit. Technical factors are also at play in Bitcoin's remarkable rally. About $20 million in short positions were liquidated today, marking the highest since October 1. This activity showcases the substantial influence of the futures market on Bitcoin's price. In summary, Bitcoin's journey to nearly $28,000 is fueled by a combination of regulatory shifts, its connection with gold, the actions of influential holders, whales, and the dynamics of the futures market. Bitcoin continues to be a captivating and dynamic asset for investors, bringing opportunities and challenges. Let's continue our enlightening discussion with Mark Yusko.
Ex-JP Morgan people, almost than any other ecosystem people. They've had a lot of people for a very long time, and he badmouths. But remember what he's doing, right? And this is what I had the long conversation with Caitlin about. He badmouths it, and he's got all these people working on it because they want to do the flip. They want everyone on evil coin, right? Which if you watch Mr. Robot, you know what I'm talking about, but it's JP Morgan coin. And that's what he's doing. And there's some interesting things going on with the Fed and the regulators to try to force all of what we believe in with, life, liberty, prosperity into this permissioned. I mean, look, I came away from your event in Austin, back in Austin, so psyched. I mean, I was like, be permissionless on my chest, hashtag. I mean, I was like beating my chest about living my life permissionless. And that's my goal for the next, however many long years I get to live. That is it. But these guys don't want that. They want a permissioned world where they are in charge, and we need to fight back, which we are. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted. But before I start the story, one thing: next time you see Andy, you got to ask him what level Pokemon Go trainer he is, and
I missed that.
And how many accounts he plays. Andy and I, not only do we share a great interest in macro, and we talk all the time, we also collaborate in Pokemon Go on a pretty frequent occasion, as do I. I mean, well, there's a number of people, but we have fun.
That's where the real alpha gets shared, on the Pokemon Go back channels.
You would be amazed in that, Colleen and I also share, she's another venture capitalist. And she is Bitcoin 21 million, and I'm Got Bitcoin. Those are our, call signs, shall we say, our trainer names. Anyway, so here's the interesting thing. Since we recorded the last show, how much are long bonds down? 3.5%. Yields are down. There's been a mass. So despite everything you said, which is true, and that long-term is going to be the issue, that there's not enough buyers, and there's this really interesting problem. So we've alienated our formerly largest buyers of treasuries: the Russians, the Chinese, Japanese, even the Germans and the French, and pretty much pissed off everybody, Saudis. And so who's going to replace that? Here's a crazy thing. If it weren't for Tether and Circle that own $90 billion of treasuries, rates would be in really significant pain right now. And so, and I think the point you said that Andy and the guys were making was that the mix of short duration to long duration is really important, right? Because if you have too much short duration, you're forced to refinance more often, obviously. And if you have to refinance into rising rates, that causes a death spiral. And, what's really odd is we had 0 interest rates on the short end and kind of 2-3% on the long end for a decade almost. Wouldn't you, if you were really prudent, have hit that bid and pushed them all to the long end? Like issued all 30, 40, 50, 100-year bonds? Why weren't we issuing 100-year bonds? But no, we kept issuing T-bills. And I think we're at the highest level, is that right? The highest level of T-bills to T-bonds in history.
That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.